Hello guys, and this is the Russian Genius, and check out this awesome Flourish. This is called the LePaul spread, and from this angle it looks like this. So I have already made a tutorial on the LePaul spread before, but then I thought that I wanted to make a better and more understandable tutorial on this move, which is quite awesome. So here's how it's done. For this tutorial I recommend that you practice only with half of the deck, because then it's going to be much easier to get this move down before you move on to doing this with the entire deck like that. You can either do it in a straight line, or if you want you can do it in a S shape, and it looks like this, and it looks like an S. That is the way that I'm going to be teaching you today. So take around half of the deck and then just get rid of it, because this will be much easier in the beginning, and then you will get a better understanding of how this move is actually done and how it works. So you are springing the cards from the fingertips. You are going to be bending the cards, and then one card at a time is going to get sprung off the fingers. Here's how you're gonna be holding it. The finger placement is almost everything. You really need to have the perfect finger placement before you can move on to actually springing it off the fingers. So I am holding it like this. So right now, here is the deck, the packet, and when I remove it, I am holding it like this. So these three fingers, the middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger, they are going to be on the side, just like this. Around the bottom, around the center bottom of the deck. If you do it near the top, then it's going to be a little bit more difficult and it doesn't feel as comfortable. So around the bottom, my index finger is going to be right here on the face of the card. Around the face of the card, maybe near the center, where it feels comfortable for your finger, just place it. And the thumb is going to be, I don't know, just somewhere right there, alright? And here's what you're going to do. You're going to bend the cards, and the cards are going to be springing off the fingertips. Now, a quick tip is that when holding the deck, make sure that the cards are actually at your fingertips. Don't hold the deck like this, but try to hold it at your fingertips. As you can see, this is how little my fingers are touching the top of the deck. They are barely touching the top card. And the reason for why I'm saying this is because when the fingers are barely touching the top of the deck, as you can see right there, when you bend it, then the cards, they will have pressure on them. Since the fingers are barely touching the top, when you put pressure, then the cards, they fly off. This is similar to the spring. When your fingers are very, very close to the edge, when you put pressure, the cards, they automatically fly off the finger because how close they are to the edge of the fingertips, if this makes any sense, alright? I hope this makes some sense. So the first time you're going to do this, the cards, they are going to pop out in clumps. So the first time you're gonna do this, they're going to spread in clumps. It's going to look like this, very bad. But then the more you practice, the more finger memorization and the finger muscles you get, the better you will be at doing that. So the idea is to practice with half of the deck and seeing how smooth you can do it, how good you can spring one card from the bottom with the use of these 3 fingers. So you're springing one by one from the bottom of the deck, and this may seem extremely difficult, but this gets easier with time, and springing one card at a time isn't as difficult as you may think. There is a move called anti-pharaoh. You need to be able to spring 2 cards at a time to be able to do that, and that is way more difficult. Springing 1 card at a time, that is much easier than springing 2, 3 or 4 cards at a time. Doing the basic of the move, which is just springing 1 card at a time, should not be too difficult. Just try doing it with half of the deck, and then you can move on with the entire deck. So something like this. Look how nice and beautiful it looks like. 1 card at a time. As I said, it may be clumps the first couple of times you do it. This took me a couple of days to learn, and then a couple of weeks to be able to do it without any problems. This is like spreading out the deck, so the receiver hand is simply going to do as if you were to spread a deck of cards. You're just going to take it, and you know, that's kinda it. You just take it, and this hand follows along while you're springing the deck. Now, when you try to learn this with the entire deck, then you are going to need to learn how to do the S shape. When you practice with half of the deck, then it's really difficult to do the S shape because you don't have enough cards. With the entire deck, here's how you do the S shape. Try learning the S shape once you have practiced on springing 1 card at a time, and once you have the motion down. So when you do it with the entire deck, then it's easier to do the S shape because you have a lot of cards. You spring approximately half of the deck. So if I take my hand, then you can see I have the remaining half in this hand. And it's kind of difficult to do this in slow motion, but just like this. And then when you have half of the deck, your hands are going to do this motion. So you are shaping the S shape yourself, and it's difficult to do in slow motion. I do already have some slow motion footage that you will see right now. So that's how it looks like in slow motion. But I will try to explain it while spreading the cards with my fingers. So you do this, and then once you have around half of the deck, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more, your hand is going to start shaping the S, and then the S shape becomes real. So the S shape is not difficult to do, it's just learning how to do this move that is difficult. And then once you know how to do it, all you have to do is just shape the S by rotating your hands and springing the cards from the bottom at the perfect tempo. So that's kind of all I wanted to teach you. Also, the magician named David Williamson, a great magician, one of my favorites, he showed me a incredible cool looking move with the use of LePaul spread, and it's kind of similar to the anti-pharaoh. So it's kind of similar to you dropping 2 cards at a time. So when you do the anti-pharaoh, you are springing 2 cards at a time, and you're able to unleash the cards, if my English is correct right now. And David Williamson, he showed me this, where you're able to do the LePaul spread, and then you're able to spring 2 cards at a time. And I haven't perfected it in any way. This is 2 cards, this is 2 cards, and those are 2 cards. Basically, the idea would be this, that the cards are going red, black, and red, black all the way through the deck, and this is just a idea. This is fun to practice. This is probably not real performing material, but it's a fun technique. It's fun. It's a fun thing to try out if you want to try it out. And this is probably more sleight of hand for magicians and Instagram magic, because it's difficult to get down. So it's supposed to look like this. So it's supposed to look like this, that all the cards are black. As you can see, I have a red card on top. That was a mistake. And then when you square up, snap the fingers, and then you could show that all the cards are red. And this is so difficult. It is really difficult. It's really difficult. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me just do the anti-pharaoh to get rid of most of this right now. So let me show you this, if I can do this. Also, I did get permission from the creator of Anti-Pharaoh to actually teach it. So I will teach this in a future tutorial. This move, the Anti-Pharaoh, is made by Christian Engblom, a really cool magician, sleight of hand artist, I could say. So boom, just like that. You know, it's not perfect. I never practiced enough to make this move perfect, but as you can see, it's separated quite fine. If this was a routine, then I would cull the red cards and, you know, place them on top. But anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the comments, all the likes. Check out my second channel. I do vlogs and awesome shit like that. Here's a preview of the second channel right now.
Holy shit! There's one bunny.
Alright. Oh, look.
20 seconds.
So make sure to check it out by clicking right there. So anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and also subscribe to that channel right there. You will enjoy it. There will be street magic, I think, and also other awesome stuff. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.